Say hello to the Genesis G80. Yes, midsize sedans still exist, and the Genesis G80 with a twin-turbo V6 is a pretty interesting proposition. In this video, I'll talk about what this thing is from a technical standpoint, how I feel about the interior space, and obviously what it's like to drive it on our favorite back roads. So let's get started. I don't know about you, but I've always had an appreciation for luxury mid-size sedans. They're comfortable, they're spacious, and have somewhat reasonable driving dynamics. Now, in this day and age, everyone's speaking SUVs, but after spending a week with this G80, I came to realize that if you don't need an enormous cargo area, this will do its duties even better than an SUV. Anyways, let's talk about what this thing is exactly, starting with some technical stuff. First of all, unlike some competitors like the Lexus ES or already discontinued Volvo S90, the G80 sits on a dedicated rear-wheel drive architecture, so that's a huge plus for enthusiasts. We have a multi-link suspension front and back, which I was not expecting, and comes with either passive, non-adaptive dampers or optional adaptive dampers, which, depending on the setting, can go stiffer or softer, but they can also prepare the chassis for impacts ahead of you using data from the GPS and camera. Now, under the hood we have two choices, a 300 horsepower 2.5-liter turbo 4 or a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 making 375 horsepower. And I can already tell you, go with the V6 if you can fit it in your budget because it's much more refined, smoother, and just better fits the character of this car. Plus, if we get the V6, we get an eLSD, variable gear ratio steering, and a rear axle steering, which will improve driving dynamics and make it a little bit more, I don't want to say capable, but more enjoyable to drive. We always have an 8-speed conventional automatic on board, and rear-wheel drive is gone, so we can only get the G80 with a rear bias all-wheel drive system. Lastly, let's talk about pricing and trims. It starts at around 59 grand for a 4-cylinder 2.5T, but with the V6 variant that we're testing, which comes only as a Sport Prestige, you're looking at about $80,000. Lease payments will range from $500 to $900-ish, but knowing that it's a Genesis, you can probably negotiate the price and get a pretty attractive lease deal. Now, before we talk what it's like to drive this thing, let's take a look inside and talk about the interior space. Okay, so we're inside the Genesis G80. Now, the cabin space just shows how much Genesis put effort into this vehicle, and this is one area at the minimum where they surpass Lexus and Acura, and I would even argue BMW. Everything in here is clean and simple, and at the same time we still have physical controls for things that require easy access. Temperature control, volume knob, drive mode selector. I can go on, and yes, some stuff is touch sensitive, but my point is Genesis figured out how to blend in technology with modern design, and that's what Hyundai Group is good at overall. On top of that, we have a lot of soft touch plastics, good quality of elements that we interact with, and you truly feel like you are in a luxury product, and I'm not afraid to say it. From a quality standpoint, this is just as good as a Mercedes E-Class or BMW 5 Series. It actually, I think, even surpasses the new 5 Series because the quality is down in the new Beamer. On top of that, technology implementation is also very good. I may not be the fan of the big display which combines the gauge cluster and the infotainment system, but I have to say, it has good graphics, good processing power, and what's most important, it works. Now, it might be a little overwhelming in the beginning with lots of menus and options, but everything is logically structured. We do get wireless phone projection, and guess what? There is still a physical controller for it. Now, the storage across the cabin is what we typically see in this segment. Not groundbreaking or necessarily impressive, but we do have cup holders, some space in the steering console to put your phone with a wireless charger, and the trunk is actually pretty wide and deep. Just keep in mind that you cannot drop the backrest to extend the cargo area, so if you want to carry longer items, this might be a deal breaker. There's a pass-through though for your skis if you like going skiing. Now, the driving position and the seats are just amazing. You feel very comfortable behind the wheel. Everything is within the reach, and the seats themselves are super soft and offer great comfort and adjustability. Higher trims get ergo motion function, which isn't a full-blown massage mode. What it basically does is it inflates and deflates certain sections of the seat, but helps on longer trips. Moving to the back, the rear legroom isn't amazing, but two adults should travel there comfortably. We have climate controls, USB-C charging ports in the armrest, and at the end of the day, the G80 doesn't disappoint. But does it disappoint when it comes to driving dynamics, or is it actually super cool with eLSD, adaptive steering, and all those cool gimmicks? Well, let's head into our favorite back road now and check it out. Okay, so we're behind the wheel of the Genesis G80. As I said in the intro, I've always had an appreciation for midsize sedans for a couple of reasons. I do like the comfort that they offer and that they're just great dailies, but they also should have a little bit of fun factor, especially when we talk about luxury midsize sedans. So let's see what this G80 Sport Prestige is capable of on our favorite back road. It is 7 degrees outside, so we're not gonna get tons of grip and we will not be able to push it to the limit, but let's see what we can do. All right, the twin turbo V6 that powers the G80 again has 375 horsepower and it's a smooth unit, but it lacks responsiveness of BMW's inline 5-cylinder or even the inline 6 that Mercedes offers in the E-Class. There is a noticeable turbo lag and it's not really willing to go super fast and rev super quickly, but it gets the job done. It makes me think that I wouldn't even want to consider the 4-cylinder option, the G80, because the V6 has just right amount of power, just right amount of torque, and it is smooth at the end of the day. I cannot complain about it whatsoever. The transmission also not the quickest, mostly prioritizes comfort, but I will say it has a very good logic in automatic mode. When we put it into Sport Plus, it chooses a right gear based on the brake pedal, on its position, how heavy we brake, steering angle, so no complaints about that, and it's pretty okay. Definitely more responsive in sport mode as well. In comfort, it's gonna prioritize higher gears to get the best fuel efficiency, but okay, not bad. 7 out of 10 when it comes to powertrain. Let's check out the handling. We have eLSD on board, variable ratio gear steering rack, and rear axle steering. Also, adaptive dampers, and it's not a day and night difference when it comes to dampers. There is noticeably less body roll, but it still exists. The G80 likes to lean, and it reminds us that in the first place, it's a luxury vehicle, not a sports sedan. That rear axle steering gives us a sensation of nimbleness. We think that we drive a smaller car with a shorter wheelbase, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna be able to trick physics. It's a big sedan that weighs over 4,000 pounds, and the steering is unnaturally quick. It's very, very direct. And again, they tuned it that way to give you a sensation of driving a car that's nimble, that's more engaging to drive. And it is, at the end of the day, I don't hate it. It might be a bold statement, but it's not that far off from the new 5 Series when it comes to handling. So Genesis did a terrible job with it. The brakes are also pretty okay. We got 4 pistons up front. My only complaint would be during normal driving, the brake pedal is very touchy. It doesn't let you very smoothly modulate braking power. The first 2 inches of travel are just the brake really grabs, so that's the only complaint that I have. All right, let's go into comfort mode now and put the transition back into drive and talk about what it's like to drive the G80 on a daily basis. And I must admit, I really like it, definitely more than I expected. First of all, it's a super quiet experience. The cabin is very well isolated. You can do 3-digit speeds, according to my friend from Germany, and it's super quiet. We get laminated side windows, a lot of NVH material that helps with sound isolation, road noise, wind noise. It's really, really quiet, and you feel like you drive a luxury product. All the inputs require a little bit of effort. It's not like I can steer the car with my pinky. Well, I'm about to break my pinky. But it gives you that nice feeling of heft that you're driving an expensive product, and most of it is software calibrated, but Genesis had to do something to kind of differentiate their product from Kias and Hyundais, and this feels far better from any Honda or any Kia. Feels truly like a luxury product. The suspension also is amazing. We have adaptive dampers, which in comfort mode are ultra soft, even with 20-inch rims that we have on board. The camera scans the road ahead of you to kind of prepare the chassis for any impact, and most of the time it works. You hit manholes and you basically glide over them. And if we talk about any types of road imperfections, any expansion joints, typical stuff you see on the road, it really filters everything out perfectly. The V6 also has a great responsiveness in a normal driving. Like I said, when you want to drive aggressively, it lacks that refinement and that responsiveness of BMWs or Mercedes engines, but we can accelerate very nicely. We have plenty of low end torque. You don't have to rev the engine, and you feel totally relaxed driving this. Plus, the rear wheel steering also helps when it comes to maneuvering in tight parking spots, driving around city. Having that rear axle steering really helps with maneuverability. So overall, I really like it. Like I said, also in the interior impressions, super easy to use this car. I know what's where. I want to change the temperature. I don't have to take my eyes off the road. I know that my knob is here. I want to raise the volume. I can use it here, use it there. I just don't like this BlackBerry style touch thingy for the gauge cluster. Well, doesn't even work now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I just would have liked to see a regular scroll wheel, but it's okay. I really enjoy driving this. So yeah, let's get into the final thoughts and summarize this thing. Okay, so let's sum up the Genesis G80. In a world full of SUVs, I'm glad that Genesis still offers the G80, and not only is it one of the best products in their lineup, but it's also one of the most competitive luxury mid-size sedans. I mean, when you look at what the Germans are doing with emphasis on technology in their vehicles, the G80 is different. It feels the most traditional in a way that it's not dominated by technology. It just prioritizes comfort. It's relatively fun to drive, and interacting with it and using it is not a frustrating experience. Now, truth be told, it doesn't have a powertrain refinement of a BMW or a comfort of Mercedes, but if you value good design and always wanted to get it, go for it. It's a really well executed car. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about this thing, drop a comment and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you all later.